The court actually pushed part of Jimmy Lai's and some other pro-democracy activists' conviction, but only on technical basis. And it doesn't change the fact that Jimmy Lai and others would be still be jailed or under detention, especially for Jimmy Lai's. Very likely he would be in jail for other charges and convictions that will put him to jail for most likely a lifetime. So it's a technical win, but in Hong Kong, the situation is not going to change. The oppression is still there, and the international community should be still warned.
Yes. So, were there any people that will be out, released from jail as a result of this technical development?
At least not Jimmy Lai himself, because and not also not for others, because for the court case today, it involves peaceful protest, and itself it's so wrongful for jailing people, putting people in jail for peaceful protest. And because for some other more serious so-called national security charges under the draconian laws, they have been under detention for more than 2 years and now approaching 3 years. So within these years, those technical charges and minor charges for their protest has already finished. Their sentence is done when they are still under detention of other more serious charges. So no, basically it's a technical win. It's more on the academic side because they have been in jail. So it's regarding the sentence that's been finished in the past. Nobody's free from jail because of today's
Yeah.
judgment.
So, to your point, that it doesn't indicate any softening on behalf of the Hong Kong government.
Not at all. Not the Hong Kong government, not the independence of judiciary in Hong Kong. From time to time, the authoritarian Hong Kong regimes, they want to present some kind of leniency when it comes time to some minor charges. When these charges, pushing these charges doesn't change the fact that those people that dissidents are still in jail. That's still the purpose of the regime. As long as it doesn't change the situations, the regime or the court is happy to present some leniency from time to time to put to the international community that Hong Kong is somehow free and judiciary is still independent, but the fact is it's completely not the case.
Yes, and to your point, Jimmy Lai and others still face charges under the national security law, which are very serious. Do we know when they are going to play out, or will they be held quite secretively, like is often the case?
At the moment, Hong Kong's situation is not that bad. At least these charges and these trials are still open to public. But we never know where that draconian law that's been written, that's been forced into Hong Kong systems. Closed-door meetings can happen anytime. And people like Jimmy Lai, quite many would expect that a trial would actually happen in mainland China, not in Hong Kong. We never know. But Hong Kongers are quite convinced that under this draconian oppressive regimes, Jimmy Lai is not going to be free for his lifetime. So it's very sad. It's heartbroken, and he's one of Hong Kong's heroes for freedom. But we expect to see him ending his life sadly in jail.
Yeah, which is a tragedy, and for others as well. Do you think at this point in time there's very little representation that can be made on their behalf?
Yes, there's no representation because Jimmy Lai's legal team he hired lawyers from the UK, but the arrangement's been banned by the Hong Kong government, saying that you cannot have any lawyers who are foreign forces who are not from Hong Kong or China. So I would expect some point in the future it would have turned to a situation that lawyers are appointed by the Chinese regimes, by the Hong Kong regimes. So he's not free to choose a lawyer. And so when it comes time that they have to extradite Jimmy Lai to mainland China, there's basically nothing Hong Kongers can do. That we've lost our freedom to protest in the streets. We've lost our freedom to democratic elections, like in a semi-democracy in the past. At least people like me would be standing out and in the parliament and just calling for international support, but that's something that we cannot do now. So the rest that we can do is call for international communities like the Australian government to speak up for us.
Yeah. Well, it's good to at least have you safe here on Australian soil. Good to have you on, Teddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.